Hey, welcome back. It's a Fulbright Friday with LP and LT.
Hey LP, how are you?
Hey, LT, I'm doing as well as can be in quarantine.
I know. So I need you to explain something to me.
Anything.
Like the phenomena, awesome. The phenomena with this Krasinski's good news. What's the point? I don't understand the point
Oh,
of this good news thing.
I love Krasinski's SGN. They did the Hamilton thing. It's just so uplifting.
But I mean, I feel like it's kind of random. Like it's not news. News is like something that's pressing and needing. I feel like it's just random. Like you could do random news. I think that would be more interesting than good. What's been on
Oh,
in the
did you
world?
hear? Did you hear about Elon Musk had a new baby with his girlfriend and
Oh
they
my God.
named it something crazy. There's something about potentially they can't even name the child this name because I think California regulations prohibit people from using numbers.
Do you want to know why? It's because the DMV, it's already long enough in line. And if you need like an entire new way to fill out a form, no, you can't. It's a
Yeah,
social contract. You can't do that.
that's true.
So basically, have you ever had a friend and, this is the reason why you don't, I guess, reveal your baby's name until the very end? Because you don't want feedback from people that are like not so crazy about that name. Maybe they should have said that name earlier so their friends could have been like, hey, maybe you don't want to name your baby after the Greek alphabet.
Do you know whose children are named Poppy, Honey, and Rainbow Blossom?
Oh my God, I think I did know this at one point. It's it sounds like something like Sean Penn would do or something.
It's Jamie Oliver.
What?
Yeah, he named his
Ah,
kids like hippie names.
you know what? You lose credit if you don't go normal for me. If you're a celebrity and you need to name your baby XEA12, I'm done. I'm done. I wanted to own a Tesla. I'm not anymore because of that. I will
That's the
never own a
biggest
Tesla.
name.
I'm out.
Hey,
Hey. Well, that was pretty useless. Useless news. Okay. But what we do have to share with you today is some very useful news about Fulbright research grants. Yay! I don't know what this was. Like research. Okay. So a few things you need to know about the research grant types. Number one is that the research can take a lot of different forms, right? So we're talking about research proposals that would cover everything from work as a research assistant in a lab in an ongoing research project in the host country. But we're also talking about projects that would be designed and prepared, and you would be implementing that 100% independently. Those can take a lot of different forms.
and the other thing to be thinking about is proposing a research that is rooted in your own credentials, skill sets, previous types of experience. So you wouldn't be proposing to do a research project that say like you just woke up today or you just read a New York Times article about like migrants in the Mediterranean and think like, oh, I'm going to do that. No, it should be something that's rooted in like your coursework or previous research experiences, that it makes sense for you to be undertaking this project because you have that general understanding, those frameworks to prepare you to be successful in the project. You also should have the methodologies that you'd be employing on the research project. So you wouldn't be proposing to do a research project that say revolves completely around interviews or depends completely upon interviews if you've never done interviews previously, because that's going to be a red flag for the committee because they're going to be unsure of your ability to carry that out. So thinking about a project that fits with the skill sets that you previously have cultivated and the methodologies that you've previously employed that might be relevant to designing a project.
And lastly, if we have the kind of varying degrees of research that can happen depending upon your discipline, and we have the need to make sure the fit is there, that the research is stemming, the research proposal is stemming from either past experiences or academic preparation and whatnot, then thirdly, you need to know that with all research projects, you would need to submit a letter of affiliation. A letter of affiliation is a letter from an individual in the host country that says that they can support your research, that there is a connectivity between the project that you're doing and the type of feedback and advice they might be able to offer you if you get to a point where you might need some assistance in completing your research project while in country. You need to check the country page though, however, because sometimes affiliations can be very different. Sometimes countries will be very prescriptive and say, you can only get affiliates from these sorts of academic institutions. On the other hand, you might be interested in applying to a country in which they allow for research grants that can affiliate with really anything and anybody that's in the country that makes sense for the design of their project.
Woohoo! It's that time of our show where we take our questions from the Fulbright fans who write into Fulbright@georgetown.edu and ask us, these big influencers, our takes on things and just questions about our lives because people want to know so much. So we had so many questions come in over the weekend, over this past week, of people wanting to know things about us. So LT, what do we have?
So we have a fan writing in with the question. This is randomly selected. We can't get through all of them. There are over probably 150 questions in here. I know, very popular. Oh, interesting. Okay. This fan wants to know, what's the most interesting piece of art you've seen?
Like I automatically go to performative art, or the kind of art where they take a toilet seat, doing those kinds of things I find humorous and entertaining. I let it out of the box.
Yeah, you
expression.
See, this is the thing. I have no appreciation for the randomness. It just seems like I'm one of those people that goes in and I'm like, okay, yeah, I could have done that. It's yes, I could have taken a toilet seat off and put it on a wall or something and then made art out of it.
I once tried to have my own, where you go and you make your own paintings and drink wine while doing it. I did my own. I did painting and Sundays night. And I'm a terrible artist, but I think I could be, quite profound because I just did several, strokes on the canvas and then called it Shattered Glass. And it's all about the title, because if you get the title just right, people will spend some time looking at that canvas and be like, wow, that was so deep.
Yes. Okay, here's also the thing about these, I've seen them, the paint and wine and girls' night out or whatever, and come and do. What do you do with that? Are you hanging that in your house?
I wonder.
What did you do with Shattered Glass? What did you do with Shattered whatever?
Yeah. It may have ended up in the bin at some
point. Maybe. Yeah. Excellent.
I know, it's people paint bananas, and it's where, I mean, do you gift that to someone? Does your mom, and your mom's oh, it's so wonderful, honey.
I guess. I mean, that's what moms are for, maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
Anyway, we didn't show our pants. Is there a part at the end where we need to suit up?
Yay. Yep.
Barefoot.